don't understand some people out there. When the Browns make a move, there's always going to be people that, they don't buy that guy or they don't think he's as good as some view him as to be. But I feel like everybody was on board with the Jerry Jeudy trade. So yesterday, when the Browns announced that they're going to give him a 3-year extension and keep him in a Browns uniform for at least the next 4 years, I felt some negativity out there. And I get that in today's day and age where we count dollars and we look at the salary cap as much as Andrew Berry and we're all amateur capologists. Jack Duffin is the expert capologist on this. But I think you get hooked up on the deal. You go, $60 million. Yeah. That's kind of the going rate for a wide receiver. Now, the other side of it of not seeing him in this system or not understanding exactly what he's going to be, Ryan, I think that comes back to some fears we have with this offense, with Deshaun Watson. But the deal for Jerry Jeudy yesterday, everybody thought it was going to happen. Everybody thought that you don't trade for that guy unless you're going to extend him. Now, we said that about Deshaun Watson. And here we are with Watson. These situations are completely different. I think this is a great move for the Cleveland Browns to extend Jerry Jeudy on out. I want to talk about expectations for Jerry Jeudy this morning. I've got power rankings post-free agency. Power rankings in the NFL. The Browns' position pissed me off a little bit. We got Cavs tonight. I love our boost tonight with Tipico. We'll get to that coming up. Sonny Gupta's going to join us at 9:30 to get ready for the tournament. We had our play-in tournament games, 2 of them last night. Upset cost us. That's all right. We get back on that horse tonight with the Cavs. We got tournament action with Sonny. We got the grid. We got time up, morning update, and a very good West Side Bar bracket. We got it all for you right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. How's your bracket? I'm just kidding, Ryan. I don't care.
I haven't filled it out
people
yet.
like, how's your bracket doing?
I haven't filled it out yet, Matt.
I haven't done mine yet either.
I do it tonight. I like to have everything
You should have the
settled.
games. That's
I like to
fine.
have settled. I like to, formulate my exact pick so I don't panic and, kind of pull it out at the last second and then, go against my gut. So I like to wait until the very last second to fill out my bracket.
So my co-host this weekend on ESPN, Harrison Sanford, Harrison had a great tactic. He said, I fill it out right away and then I go back and make changes. He said, because when I fill it out right away, that's my gut. Sometimes you got to trust your gut. He goes, I fill it out right away, and then he goes, and then I revisit it over a couple of days and make some changes. So we'll get to that. We'll help you fill out your bracket a little with Sonny. I want to know Final Four money and some of the big opening round games coming up starting tomorrow. We have some big things with Tipico. And us. You can watch, we're going to have a live stream. We're going to have a live stream of us hanging out, watching the games. It's going to be a lot of fun with us right here on Big Play. I thought yesterday was a fun day for the Browns. They announced the extension for Jerry Jeudy. 3 years on top of the 5th-year option that he's going to play on this year. They get him some cash ahead of time, and you get a 3-year extension worth up to $58 million. And I want to start right there. I saw it, I think it was Mike Florio, and he said the words worth up to have been thrown around a lot this free agent period. Whereas GMs are getting better at manipulating the cap, you're starting to get more void years. You're starting to get maybe more incentives. Things like that are starting to get built in. And it made me think that as the NFL is always evolving, GMs have to evolve on the new cutting edge on the way to suffice the cap. You see that with positions that start to get paid, the cutting edge on what positions are getting paid. What's the trend in the NFL? You don't pay running backs, you pay wide receivers. What's the trend on defense? You pay D-line now. I didn't see a lot of corners get a lot of big fat contracts, and a lot of them already cinched up with their teams and all that. But I think there's waves. There's different, cycles that you go through. And right now with NFL general managers, they're starting to follow Andrew Berry's lead. And I'm not sitting here to say that Andrew Berry is a god and he's the best at this, but everything that we've heard in the 3 years that he's been here, coming up on 4, waiting on his extension, he's worked the cap about as good as anybody. So now you got to start to see other GMs are picking up on that, on how they're going to spend their money, getting to players early. You always want to sign players early. It's cheaper for you. Gives the player a little more security. And with Jeudy, I sent a tweet, Ryan liked my tweet yesterday, where as soon as they traded for him, I said he was extension eligible during the season or right after, and they beat me to it. 2 weeks later, more than that, but close to that, they signed him to this extension. Why? He goes out there and balls out. Well, you're going to have to pay him a little bit more. There's a belief that you have to have that he is going to be an important piece of this offense moving forward. And frankly, Ryan, I think they got him on the cheap, which is why I don't understand the people that don't like this move. And I was running through questions to ask. I really want to gauge the interest of Browns fans this morning. And I think there's several questions. Number one, did you like the extension for Jerry Jeudy? Do you think it was too much money? What are your expectations for Jerry Jeudy on this team moving forward? Those are all questions. I want to kind of get the vibe of some people out there. You didn't trade for Justin Jefferson, but I think you traded for right now a good number two, maybe can ascend to being your number one to take Amari Cooper's position, because at this point, we got to talk about Amari too. I mean, Ryan, that's all but done. You know, this will be his last year here, unless, again, some miraculous restructure, but the painting is on the wall. You're making the moves for the future. Fine. But to come back to Jerry Jeudy, the money up to 58, right? Average that on the 3-year extension that he got. And people get wrapped up in the money that he got yesterday. There was a 40 guaranteed or something upfront money. That's to overcome this 5th-year option that he's on because they restructured that too. That's $19.3 million, something like that. $19.3 per year if it gets up to that. That would put him in the realm of making the same amount of money as Deontay Johnson, a little more than Christian Kirk, and a little less than Chris Godwin. That doesn't sound so bad. You know, no.
I'll just say out of those receivers, Jerry Jeudy's easily the least proven.
Proven maybe, but talent-wise, maybe a little more than Godwin. Maybe a little.
Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin's damn good. I know. And that's the tell me, Ryan, if you need to tell me, if the people out there are going to tell me I'm putting too much on Jerry Jeudy. I'm blurring those lines to start thinking like, man, maybe he is Justin Jefferson. I don't know.
So are you viewing it as, okay, you know, we're playing roulette, Matt. We just threw $1,000 on red, and we'll pretend that that's a huge allusion to Deshaun Watson's contract. So here we are sitting another $40 million guaranteed. It's like, oh, what the hell? What's another 100 on red? Is that kind of how you're viewing this?
No, it's more of in 3 years, 19 million. It's just going to keep going up, and 19 million is going to be a good rate for a number 2 receiver.
It's a bet on talent to save you money in the future. I get it. I totally get it.
And the thing is, it doesn't mess with anything right now.
It's just we're scarred from guaranteed money, and the reality is that Jerry Jeudy could be a big fat bust.
Well, the thing is wide receivers. You've also, outside of Amari Cooper, just under Andrew Berry. I'm not bringing up Kenny Britt. I'm not bringing Dwayne Bowe into this conversation.
At the same
but
time,
it's like,
I'm not sitting here blaming Andrew Berry. I'm not sitting here blaming Andrew Berry because the dude can't draft a receiver.
So what did he do? I'll trade for guys that I saw.
I'm fine with it.
And I did see this.
Think it's a risk.
I think some people saw this yesterday. Run through the list of quarterbacks that Jerry Jeudy had to play with. Run through that list. It's not good. Now, everything comes back to Watson. Every little bit comes back to Watson on if he's going to return to form. But this is a move for the Browns for they don't have a future wide receiver. Before Jerry Jeudy, the Cleveland Browns did not have a future wide receiver. It could be Cedric Tillman. That's great. It could be David Bell. I hope so. You got to see what's going on with Elijah Moore. And Amari Cooper, probably not going to be here. Say the same thing about Elijah Moore. You had nothing. So you had to make this move to say, at least we got to have somebody here. Now, the bad side could be it goes bad and he's not good. I guess I just believe that that's not going to happen. It comes back to quarterback play, yes.
Yeah.
But even at
it's a gamble on upside because you could have thrown the same money at Gabe Davis. You could have thrown the same money
I'd rather have Jerry Jeudy.
That's what I'm saying. I get it. I get the move. It's a gamble on upside because if you really need your future wide receiver one, Gabe Davis was never going to be it. That's the reality of it. Yeah, you're betting on a young guy who's still 24, who has a high upside, possible upside.
Of availability. You got to think about this too. Wide receivers are now going to start being quarterback level. They don't hit the market. They don't. They didn't let Michael Pittman leave. They didn't let Mike Evans leave. The top tier guys, you will not get a crack at these guys anymore. And if you want to look at it, that you picked up a first-round wide receiver. You did. You did. It cost you a 5 and a 6, and now you have to pay him on the second contract that he's got. That's the rule. That's the deal you got to play when you were void of picks. Trust me, I would have loved to have drafted some of these guys in the last couple of years. You couldn't.
I think the angst is deriving from you're banking on a quarterback who hasn't given us much faith in the last 3 years to revitalize a guy's career.
See, but revitalize, I think that's an interesting point because that comes back to where I believe some people are at. They don't think Jerry Jeudy's very good.
Stats will tell you he's not.
That's where I guess I'm just.
I'm
going
bad.
to
I mean, he almost had 1,000 yards the one season. He had an injury. His injury cut him short the other. And yeah, I mean, you can blame it on quarterback play.
I'm sure Andrew Berry dove in and said we feel good that the Jerry Jeudy that we saw in Denver can't be the Jerry Jeudy we saw in Cleveland.
Not for that money. Yeah.
Well, right. Again, you said the same thing about Watson. The Jerry Jeudy that we saw in Denver, the Browns believe the stock is rising. They feel like they bought low on a stock, and he's going to ascend to be a level. The other thing of the doomsday scenario that Deshaun Watson isn't your guy and you've got to move on, you got to keep somebody. You're still going to have a team. If everything still goes belly up with Deshaun Watson, you still have to field the team, and maybe at that point start to try to get a free agent in here. You got to have something. Got to have somebody you say, at least we still have David Njoku, at least we still have Jerry Jeudy. Like, I think they're preparing for the future on either outcome. One side, you either gave Deshaun Watson a nice weapon here, or on the other side, when the rebuild starts, Jerry Jeudy's still a young guy and he could be a part of our future. Do you think people are counting the dollars here? You think people get too wrapped up in counting the dollars? Yeah, I will just put all of my faith and trust in Andrew Berry's good with numbers, and he counted the numbers. I don't need to do that. I don't need to sit there, oh, what about the cap this year, and what about the cap that year, and this. They made this move, and Jerry Jeudy also had to sign it. I think that's interesting, too. He didn't want to play it out. He knows the other side of it. Hey, if it goes bad this year, then I'm not going to make any money.
Of course, he probably signed that the second
year. You put it in front of you, but it is also the extension. He was always going to be here this year. You now get him for 3 years beyond. And mark my words, dude, I think in 2026, which again is going to be year 2 of that deal, $19 million is going to be your average number 2 wide receiver pay. And if he can play to a number 1, you got him on a deal. And I could be misreading this. Maybe it's the vocal minority.
No, you're not misreading it. It's the fact that, yes, if it pans out, you got him on a cheaper deal than you would have, and you've had to extend him next year, certainly. It's just, yeah, if it doesn't work out, then you just gave $40 million guaranteed to a bust. And we're sitting here with Amari Cooper gone. Jerry Jeudy's here. Here's our wide receiver 1 who, I'm not saying he's not going to be good, but if he isn't, that's the reality of it. Right. And then what? Elijah Moore could be gone. Cedric Tillman, we don't know what
That's what I'm saying. You got to have something here.
You got to draft a receiver.
You got to have something. You want to put out expectations I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to do expectations for Jerry Jeudy, or how good do you think Jerry Jeudy is? I'll leave it up to you. I think they're both intriguing questions because that is kind of the vibe that I get from the negative side is they don't think Jeudy is worth that money. And I do. You're right. The numbers were down. I kind of blame that on the offense and the quarterbacks that he's playing with in Denver. Yeah, he's got to find a place here. I'll leave. Ryan runs the Twitter here, man. I'm throwing a lot at you here to get it figured out this morning. But I just kind of want to know where people are at with the Jerry Jeudy extension. Did you like it or not? Could be that simple too. Did you think it was too much money? Yeah. You traded him. You'd be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't extend him. And that was kind of reports, even when the Browns traded for him, is one of those deals, a little like Amari Cooper. Now, again, his deal was already done, but you were trading him knowing that you also needed to extend him. That was part of the reason that you got him for the picks that you did. Denver knew that they weren't going to pay him, and they knew he was going to walk. So you swoop in and you pick him up. There is a crowd that I understand, that I was a part of waiting to see what he does this year. And you could sign him to an extension in the middle of the season. Why not? Now, the issue is, if he's going out there and scoring touchdowns every game, putting up 100 yards, what's his response going to be? No, I'm not signing an extension right now. I want you to franchise tag me or try to hit free agency. I'm not going to negotiate right now during the season. That's the Browns' belief that maybe he is going to become that. But it's also smart GMs like Andrew Berry. You know what they want, Ryan? Things on the book. It's easier to navigate It's easier to negotiate when you know we're locked in. We know the deals we have. That's why it's important to get it sometimes early. Not just early in the player's career or before they really explode and cost you more money. Andrew Berry is now a little more freed up. He knows. He wants absolutes. His absolutes, Jerry Jeudy's here for 4 more years. These are the numbers. We'll work around that. David Njoku, here. We'll work around these numbers. Myles Garrett, working around these numbers. Still waiting for his restructure and deal. I think he's going to have to get a new deal. I think Myles Garrett's going to have to get a new deal. I don't know about this year, but it's borderline criminal to see the money that he's making versus other people. But again, not my money to count. So I think Barry, there's another part of being able to say, hey, man, I want to get this done. I want to get this on the deal so we know exactly where we're at to navigate through this future. And it all comes back to flexibility. All comes back to what you're doing with Watson. How are you doing with that money? Again, we're counting other people's dough here. We're finding other money to try to spend here with the Browns. We'll see. I think Andrew Berry's got it unlocked. So are you a fan of the Browns extending Jerry Jeudy yesterday? Vote on that at Matt Fontana Show. Drop us a follow there. We're up on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch as well. We want to flip over to do a little power rankings? I don't like it. This is the NFL.com post-free agency power rankings. And sometimes power rankings can just piss us off. This one does. Bro, they got us 12th. They dropped us 4 spots throughout free agency. The write-up. So far, so good for the Browns offense, right? They trade for Jerry Jeudy. So here's the write-up on Jerry Jeudy that they have. He might not be the star many believed he would be coming out of Alabama, but he's an upgrade over any other options Cleveland has not named Amari Cooper. We all know how important this season will be with Watson, okay, whatever. Most offensive pieces appear to be in place, and the question is coming off of Nick Chubb. Defense is good, we'll see. Final thing on the Browns. They're not going away, but can they hang with the elite teams in the NFL? That is the write-up on NFL.com about the Browns. Now, at 12, okay, maybe I understand that. Ryan, here are the teams right ahead of us. 11, the Miami Dolphins, who lost Christian Wilkins and Robert Hunt, their guard. The Dallas Cowboys at 10. The Cincinnati Bengals at 9. The Packers are 8. And then the Texans, Eagles, Bills, Lions, Ravens, 49ers, all the way up to the Chiefs. Any of those teams that are ahead of us that you have a big misnomer about that you don't like?
Honestly, Matt, no, not really.
All right, so
I'll sit here and tell you all day I do think we're better than the Dolphins. But other than that, I mean, I can't sit here right now as it stands today, look at how last year went with Deshaun Watson and sit here and make a legitimate argument that we deserve to be higher, because that's the difference. In the national media, how many people do you think are high on Deshaun Watson? He's going to come back and live up to the contract. Not many. And I can't blame him for it. And how much do you think, if you ask Cleveland that same question, certainly the poll's going to be more swayed. You're going to have more votes at yes. But how much of that is just blind optimism and faith because we're Browns fans?
That's the problem. And we know that the whole key, again, Jeudy turns into the receiver that he did. That usually means Deshaun Watson has turned things around too.
But and I can't blame people, because it's hard to sit here and have faith that Deshaun Watson's going to be able to help Jerry Jeudy get back on track in his career, because we haven't seen him do that with the players that are already here. But we saw Joe Flacco do it.
But that's my thing. Having Jeudy extended now, at least he's here. And I'd be lying to you if I said I'm not preparing for a world without Deshaun Watson. I have to start doing that. The Browns have to start doing that to actually have the realization that this isn't going to finish out the way you thought, that this was a giant mistake and you wasted a lot of money in picks. To prepare for that, you got to start keeping some of these people around. You have got to start extending players like Jerry Jeudy and Grant Delpit to still have a serviceable team. Because what I would ideally like is, even if it went bad with Watson, we still can say we're just a quarterback away. And that seems like a mountain to climb, and it'll probably be hard because you'll have all the dead cap, but at least you'll get somebody in here. You'll bring somebody in to say, at least we still have these weapons. At least we still have this defense. It's not if Watson goes bad, it's not like you fold the team. It's not like you pack up shop and say, well, we're closing down. Everything must go. We accept all coupons. Sitting there at the register haggling with a guy. Hey, it's closing. That's what happens when I think they're closing. I think I read they're closing the Dixon North Olmsted, which is sad. But to go in there and go, hey, what are you doing with that set of golf clubs over there? Start haggling, all that. That's not what happens with the Browns. If Watson goes bad, you don't just fold. You don't just say, well, we're done. No, you still have to have somebody here. You still have to have a team here that you hope can attract a new one. I don't really want to live in that world. I'd rather just be Sean Watson. But the Jerry Jeudy extension, I'm all for it. Ryan?
I mean, listen, I'm not against it, but I'm also not for it. Like, if it works out, it works out. But the problem is, Matt, which is a tough pill to swallow, is because we've seen how many receivers, and this is the new age of the NFL, that come in their first year, especially that sophomore leap, that make an immediate impact. Like, we've seen first-year, second-year receivers that put up stats that would show their top 10, top 15 wide receivers in the NFL already. And you don't have to pay those guys for 4 years. Here we are sitting in a situation where whether you blame because Andrew Berry can't hit on a receiver or because we give away so many first-round picks for Deshaun Watson that we don't have the ability to go get those receivers in the first and second rounds, that now we have to pay a guy who hasn't done it yet when we could have got a guy who comes in and makes an immediate impact, and we don't have to worry about paying him for 4 years.
Yeah, I mean,
but the reality is we haven't had that as a Browns fan.
Well, that's the thing. You still got to hit that guy. Still got to hit on that guy, so we'll see. Plenty of stuff going around pro days today. There is nobody in Columbus. Ohio State's pro days today. Marvin Harrison not working out. What did you say, Ryan, that there's not a single general manager of any team there?
Nope.
They're all at USC. Caleb Williams this afternoon. It's not even Caleb Williams. I'm sure there's other guys too, but that's the big number today. So we got pro days going on. I got to tell you, man, I read this morning, and it just came out a little bit ago. Mel Kiper said Bo Nix saw a little Drew Brees in Bo Nix. Okay.
I also saw they saw
line him up for 15 overall, then.
I saw a little bit of Tom Brady and J.J. McCarthy, too.
Oh, my God. Why? Because he went to Michigan guy, you know that? That's one of the most tired takes I think I've ever heard, is when you knock a player because they went to a certain school. You know, you go to, I don't know, pick a school. Alabama. And you go, hey, man, there's been bad track records of quarterbacks at Alabama. Better not take one. That has nothing to do with it. But we're getting crazy.
They're not wrong,
We're getting crazy.
They're not wrong, though.
Tua's been fine.
Yeah. Well,
do you count Jalen Hurts? No.
I mean, outside of Ohio State, C.J. Stroud might finally turn that narrative around, but hasn't been good for quarterbacks at Ohio State.
I thought Fields was going to be the guy to do it, too, but here we sit today, sitting there in Pittsburgh. By the way, they bumped Pittsburgh up to 13th on power rankings. They were up a spot. So Russell Wilson and Justin Fields really moving the needle there.
So all 4 AFC North teams in the top 13.
Yeah. Best division in football. You cannot debate that. That is the best division in football.
Wait, so you're telling me there's 4 AFC North teams in the top 13 and not
I don't
a
think
single
there was a single AFC South.
Wow.
I don't think I saw a single AFC South. Atlanta was 14. Atlanta was 14.
Wow.
Atlanta was 14. Let me do it this way. You had 2 AFC East teams in Miami and Buffalo. You had 1 NFC East team in Dallas. Oh, no, Dallas and the Eagles.
Yeah.
You had 1 NFC West in the 49ers. And you had 1 AFC West in Kansas City. Oh, no, 2 AFC South. Or no, and then Houston was the only AFC South team.
Yeah.
So that's it. And then the only 2 NFC North teams, Lions and Packers. So again, in the top 13, you had all 4 of the AFC North teams just on the NFL power rankings, and no division had more than 2.
Wait, Matt, go ahead. Real quick, read me the teams above the Browns.
All right, 1, Kansas City, 2, 49ers, 3, Ravens, 4, Lions, Bills are 5, then the Eagles, Texans, Packers, Bengals, Cowboys, Dolphins, Browns, Steelers.
Yep, and you want to know exactly what you just told me right there?
What?
Maybe outside of the Lions, but they look good with Jared Goff, and maybe the Dolphins, I think they're going to extend Tua. Every single team has their franchise quarterback for the next 4 years. Every single team above them.
Dak has all of a sudden become a big thing now all of a sudden. But still,
he got
get
paid.
It, but right.
He's easily a top 10 quarterback in the
But
NFL.
yeah, that's the thing. Every one of those teams has I would say, relatively young, talking about Mahomes being kind of the elder statesman there. You got a young franchise guy that you know is not going anywhere, and to your point, is exactly paid up. And then you get to us and the Steelers.
And how? And that tells you.
And then you
how,
get to us and the Steelers.
And that tells you
and
how.
And then Kirk Cousins.
how gosh darn close the Browns are to being an elite team.
They got to get there, man. They got to get there. Well, speaking of elite, I don't know if I can say that about the Cavs, but our boost tonight is elite. Right? Yes, here we go. I feel so good about this boost, man. I feel so good. So tonight, Cavs, Miami, the over-under is 203.
That's got to be the lowest of the season.
We have got to take that. And I know this will turn out to be a 99-98 game, and I'll be cursing myself all night. You have to take it over 203. Now, recency bias on some of the trends would tell you no, but I got to take it. Then we'll mix in a little bit on Isaac Okoro, who's due for some threes. And we'll get Jared Allen on his over-under rebounding total. Ryan, that is boosted up to a healthy
plus 563, Matt.
We need to make some moves here. We got to start getting some moves down, man. We've been cold on our boost. I'm going 15, man. 15 to win darn near 100 on Tipico. Use that code Fontana100 when you sign up. Deposit and bet $25. Do it right now. Go bet on the baseball game. I don't care. What's going on? You get $100 in bonus bets. You can get in for all the tournament action. The imperfect parlay is where it's at. You can do a 10-leg parlay, and you just want 7 of those legs to hit. The imperfect parlay is perfect. And we do have Sonny Gupta coming up to give us a little more insight on the tournament. You got Cavs. We got baseball starting before you know it. But we all know why you're here, and it's for the tournament. Get signed up today with Tipico. We got some of our content series getting tweeted out there as well. Use that code Fontana100 when you sign up. Terms and conditions apply. New customers only. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. There it is with Tipico, man. I'm in. I feel good. I feel really good on that. We got to hit it tonight with the Cavs. We got some more wine and gold to talk about. Donovan had to have a procedure on his nose. Go figure, of course. So he's out the week. We'll get to some more Cavs. I do want to talk Marvin Harrison sitting out of his pro day. We'll get to all that coming up. But Sonny Gupta joins us next from Tipico. I want the Final Four picks. I want to see some of the big games. Really, I told Sonny I want to focus on the Ohio teams. We'll go a little Dayton. We'll go a little Akron. We'll take a look at some of the games coming up, but I really want to get Sonny's vibes. I think the money to be made is your picks on the Final Four and your champion. So we'll talk to Sonny about all that. He joins us next from Tipico, just kicking things off this morning. Fontana Show right here on Big Play.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yep.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. And you saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
Welcome back, Fontana Show, right here on Big Play, streaming Twitter, YouTube. We're up on Facebook and Instagram as well. Check us out there. We're going to talk to Sonny Gupta coming up from Tipico to get all your selections ready to go for the tournament. I know it started last night and tonight, but really the main tournament starts tomorrow. And we got some pretty savory games tomorrow to start things out. When I think about, betting and really kind of our interest with it, my first thing is don't run away from the big games. And when I'm talking, I shouldn't say big games, your 16 ones. I'm very famously to say that I believe all the 1 seeds are going to get the win. UConn over Stetson, Houston over Longwood, and then Purdue's got to wait for their opponent tonight, and then North Carolina's taking Wagner. The point spread, I think, is interesting on some of those games. Even if you bet it down a little on Tipico, parlay that on up. We'll get to the imperfect parlay with Sonny in a second. I say don't stay away from your nose. You know that these teams are going to win. Some of the rules that I've been saying. Number one, the 12-5 matchup, pick an upset there. I don't know where, but pick a 12 to beat a 5 somewhere. Then do not have a number 2 making it to the Elite 8. That's just not going to happen. The stats will tell you somebody's going to get knocked out. Who it is, let's find out. We bring in Sonny Gupta from Tipico, joining us this morning, getting ready to go for tournament action. Sonny, I know it's hot and heavy over there at Tipico. Dude, we talk a lot about the imperfect parlay with Tipico. Can you tell, was this made for the tournament? Because, Sonny, this is perfect, that you can do a 10-leg parlay and you only want 8 or 7 of those legs to hit and you can still cash. I don't want to spoil the inner workings at Tipico, but, Sonny, this feels like the imperfect parlay is a dream for NCAA tournament betting.
Matt, you're right on the money. This was actually kind of in concept last year, right around tournament time, because yes, like you said, this is the perfect opportunity, right? You feel confident about an upset, but you don't want to bust that 6-leg parlay. Imperfect parlay was made for this tournament. This is my favorite time of the year. I'm a big basketball guy. March Madness, this is the best stretch of sports there is, this 4-day stretch here.
It is. And now again, we're here, we're live. You got the app, the imperfect. And I do want to explain to everybody, Sonny, the imperfect, you don't have to pick the 7. It's just you have a 10, and as long as whatever you pick, you just need 8 out of 10. Now, you might be sitting there kicking yourself if all 10 hit, but it's a safe way to do it. And like you said, there's an upset somewhere. That always happens. We'll talk about some of them. But with that imperfect parlay, it doesn't matter which of your legs hit. You just need to hit the number that you're going to bet with.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's made for this tournament. It was in testing last year. I'm so glad that we got it out for the tournament this year.
So, Sonny, I want to talk big picture before we get into some of the big games coming up tomorrow and Friday. Final Four. I know a lot of people, they enjoy betting that because it feels a little more for sure, right? For your UConns, your Houston. I just wanted to ask you, of the Final Four teams, or your pick of the Final Four, or money that you're seeing there at Tipico that you find interesting, that people are really on this team to make a run to the Final Four.
Yeah, so like you said, UConn is the favorite right now. It's the most bet on to make the Final Four out of the 4 1 seeds that we see. But actually, what I saw was interesting is our biggest liability right now is on Kentucky to win it. So Kentucky at plus 2,500. People are eating that up. I think that offense with Calipari, and how he said he's going to make some adjustments, he's going to make the tweaks. People are loving Kentucky here. And then the second biggest liability that we have right now on the national champion is North Carolina. I feel like they're kind of the forgotten 1 seed somehow. I feel like all the other 3 1 seeds are being talked about, but North Carolina is the second biggest liability that we have in the book right now.
It's funny, Sonny, because as we look at all the brackets, you start to sit there and you say, oh, man, this is going to be the easy path. You start filling your bracket out and you start looking at some of these teams to say their path seems so easy and they should be able to get it done. Any other lower seeds that you're really seeing? So, again, we've got a 4 or 3 down there with Kentucky. I've seen some things on some darling teams, but I really feel like, Sonny, this tournament, it's a good shot that your winner is going to be a 3 seed or higher. It's rare that we get those runs. Even to the Final Four, I feel really confident in saying that you're going to have your top 3 seeds from the regions. They're most likely going to be your representatives in the Final Four or the Elite 8. Do you feel the same way?
So I'm going to give you kind of 2 of my favorite lower seeds.
Okay.
So lower seeds, I'm going to say are lower than 4, let's say, okay?
Fair enough.
I I love Texas right now in this spot. I feel like Tennessee is the weakest 2 seed. So I love that 2-7 matchup they'll get next round. Yes, Colorado State looked good yesterday, but I feel like Texas is going to pull it out in round 1. And then I do feel like, I feel like they can pull off the upset against Tennessee. Purdue is the 1 seed in that region in the Midwest. So I feel like Texas is the most likely kind of very low seed to make a run at the Final Four, just given that region. I feel like is the most ripe for upsets. I feel like that's going to be the chaos region is the Midwest. The other team I love is St. Mary's here. They're a 5 seed. I don't actually like North Carolina as much as the rest of our customers do. I don't feel like the AC was actually that strong this year. RJ Davis and Armando Bacot, obviously they made that run. But they're not the same. I think they're more like the team last year than they are of the team 2 years ago. So St. Mary's coming off the tournament win. I love Dukas on St. Mary's. He can shoot the 3 ball. Those are my 2 kind of favorite lower seed teams to make a run here.
I was going to ask you about Purdue. Sonny Gupta joining us from Tipico, getting the insight for the tournament starting tonight. Well, really yesterday tonight, but really starting tomorrow with our friends at Tipico. When you look at the 1 seeds, who do you believe would be the first one to go home, and why is it Purdue? I mean, it's like, Sonny, it's so easy to sit there and say, okay, what they did last year, is there a hangover? Do they get there and freeze up? I said there's going to be no 16 upset this year. I just don't think that's going to happen again. But which 1 seed would you say is the first one that's going to go home?
Purdue is the obvious pick. As a Michigan guy, I'm a big Purdue hater. I don't think anybody in the Big Ten likes watching Purdue basketball. So they're the obvious pick. If it's not them, even though I have Houston as my champion, what happened in the final against Iowa State does worry me. They can obviously defend. They're the number 1 defense in the country, right? Like Sampson has those boys going. But if Jamal Shedd is not scoring, I do worry about Houston and their ability to score the basketball. If Duke does make it to the Sweet 16 and they do have that matchup against Duke, that kind of worries me. So like you said, I don't think there's going to be a 16-1 upset this year. And I do feel like Houston's inability to score the basketball could be worrisome.
Is there a sweet spot for you, Sonny, either personally or what you guys see at Tipico, for what again, it's easy to pick champion. Okay, so I want to say easy, but okay, you went Houston on your pick. I like that. Do you like the Sweet 16? Do you think there's good value on just betting Elite 8? I mean, that's the fun thing. We have so many games, so many individual games, but the futures are not just champion. It is Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, or is it just straight up champion? Is there a sweet spot that you really like as far as where you like to bet teams and how far they'll go?
Matt, so I love picking. I mean, we talked about this earlier, right at the start of it. I love the imperfect parlay. Right now, our odds compiling team is trying to get up stage of elimination for every team. So hopefully by kind of midday, end of day, you'll see, the odds for Elite 8, Sweet 16. I love going 4 out of 6 on the imperfect parlay and just picking Sweet 16 teams.
I like that.
Right? So I gave you a few that I love, right? Like I love Texas, I love St. Mary's. Be right about a couple of those and then mix them in with some what you feel like is surefire. And that's a good payout right there. So that's my favorite way to approach this.
I love that. Like you said, Sweet 16, you pick 6, you pick 7 if you really feel it. Go imperfect on 4 or 5 of those, and you're cashing all the way there with our friends at Tipico. To the games, the play-in games, okay, fine. I did want to ask you about a couple of the Ohio teams as we start to kick things off here, Sonny. I'm going to throw some games at you. Michigan State, Mississippi State, which is a very close spread there on that one. Creighton, Akron, Dayton, Nevada. Anything you feel on those 3 games that you really like here for our Ohio audience?
Yeah. I mean, let's start with the Michigan State game just because that is the first game. So that is actually not only the first game, but it's also my favorite game of the first round.
Nice.
I absolutely love Mississippi State here. I could not be higher on them. That's probably going to be my biggest play, multi-unit play here. I don't understand why Mississippi State is the dog. It started at +110. It's got bet down to +100 on the money line for Mississippi State. Josh Hubbard is maybe my favorite player coming into this first round here. Small point guard, super fast. If you watch them against Tennessee, that upset, he was awesome in it. So I love Mississippi State against what I feel like is a way overseeded Michigan State team here.
I love that one very much. Sonny, any other opening round games that have piqued your interest? So I was talking about this a little before you came on of sometimes, you look at your Purdue's and your North Carolinas, and I think, what was UNC like minus 20,000? Not that. But what I do like on Tipico is you can get alternate spreads. Not like you can get it down to 3 or 4, but sometimes those alternates, and I guess my whole point, even with the imperfect parlay, is don't be afraid of the high seeds. I'm talking about like 1 and 2 and 3 seeds. We think they're going to advance. I guess they could always upset it. That's why imperfect is great, for the tournament. But I'm not running away. Like, Tennessee is gonna take care of St. Peter's in my mind. I know you were mentioning earlier you're not real high on the Vols there as a 2. That one's good. I like that one a lot. I feel like Baylor is a good bet over Colgate, and you're 314. I love Akron. Creighton's gonna win that game. Parlaying some of those up. Again, straight. You can do that, but I really like to parlay some of those games. Any other games in any regions that you're looking at that you think is really, really savory?
Are you looking for an upset or a favorite that's going to cover?
Favorite that's going to cover. I love that one from you.
Yeah. So you said you like Akron. 70% of the public money is on Akron to cover that plus 12.5. And 85% on the over for that game.
Oh, okay.
But I really like Creighton here.
I do too.
Yeah, they made a deep run last year. McDermott, I feel like he's just ready to make another deep run here. I feel like they also now are going to come out super focused. They're not going to take this game for granted, given that they had a really disappointing showing in the Big East tournament. So yeah, losing to Providence in the quarterfinals, like they're not going to let that happen again. They're not going to let an upset happen. I really do like Creighton to kind of make a statement here in this first round.
I got to ask you for an upset. I got 2. I'm watching Charleston, Alabama, because Charleston's got a pace that I don't know if Alabama's going to be able to stay with. And I had somebody give me a little nugget on Yale, the Bulldogs, to maybe even straight up upset Auburn in a 13-4 matchup. Those are my 2 favorite long shot upsets. I know a lot of people like James Madison, Wisconsin in a 5-12. Do you agree with me, though, Sonny? You got to pick a 12-5 upset somewhere. Like, the odds tell you that that's going to happen. You got an upset that you really like somewhere?
So just first on that Auburn game, I really hope you're wrong. I have
fair
Auburn
enough.
in the Final Four, so hoping Bruce Pearl does not screw this one up. I hope you're wrong on that one.
Fair enough.
But if we're looking at a 13-4 here, I like, and I think most people are on this one, right? That Kansas-Samford game.
Samford, yeah.
Especially with the news coming out officially that McCullough's going to be out. Dickinson, former Wolverine, I don't trust him to really come through in the tournament here. So I really like Samford to pull off the upset because they're a great 3-point shooting team. Kansas is coming in kind of hobbled. I like that matchup there.
Final 4. You already gave us 2. You said Auburn. You have Houston winning the championship. Your other 2 Final 4 teams, Sonny.
My other 2 Final 4 teams. Let me pull up my bracket here.
How many brackets do you fill out? We discussed this the other day. Do you think it's cheap when people fill out like 15 brackets?
I don't understand how you can have more than one.
Fair enough.
Right?
Good
you
answer.
have to have
That's a good
conviction
answer.
on your bracket.
That's a good answer.
It's just too much to keep track of. So
That's true, too.
My Final 4 is Auburn, Arizona, Houston, and Purdue. And I hate the Purdue pick.
Yeah, that would be a little scary one. Sonny, we always appreciate it, man. We got some great content series coming out with Tipico that we shot last week to get all the information, all the insight on the NCAA tournament. Great stuff. I'm taking notes because as soon as we're done, I'm jumping on Tipico and I'm placing these bets to go. Sonny, it's a great time of the year. We appreciate everything with you guys at Tipico, and I can't keep talking about that parlay enough, man. That imperfect parlay literally made for the tournament. It's going to be so much fun. Enjoy the game, Sonny. Maybe we'll have you on coming up for the national championship, all right?
Awesome. Thanks. Great seeing you again, Matt.
There you go. Sonny Guptick joining us from Tipico. All the insight there. I love it, man. I'm all over this.
Sonny was absolutely spitting about Mississippi State.
You
That was
love
my
that.
one. That's my one that I
That's
want
the
to
one,
throw
huh?
some cash on.
That's
I
the one.
watched.
Should I just go right now
I
to
watched
Tipico
them.
and do it?
I watched them bully Tennessee in that in the
right.
championship tournament game.
So you want to take them on the money line, right?
I like Mississippi State a lot.
Can I do this right now with the imperfect? Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to go Mississippi State on the money line. I'm going to go Creighton. Do I just do minus the 12 or do I take them money line? It's minus 900, but I'm going to do 10 legs on this thing right now.
Just do if you're doing those legs.
Money, I'm going to do all that. Okay, that. North Carolina, minus 6,000, we're in. I like Illinois to cover 11. I'm in on that. I think Kentucky is going to win, so I'll take them on that one. Iowa State's going to win. They're good. I'll take Tennessee. That's good. Do you like Samford plus 7?
I mean, they're playing Kansas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas just announced McCullers is out. They've been struggling for the last week.
I'm going to do the imperfect
My
on
Bearcats
this.
beat them, baby.
All right, I'm taking Sanford plus 7.5. Here we go. I love Baylor to win minus 1,100. UConn will win. I'll just add that for a little bit of juice. Duke, Vermont. Duke will win. Houston will win. I'm staying away from James Madison, Wisconsin. I feel like there's an upset coming there too. My 12-5.
It's so funny. Sonny brought up Kentucky. How a lot of people are getting the value there. That's funny because I haven't filled out my bracket yet. As I mentioned, I'm going to do it tonight, and we can maybe unveil our brackets tomorrow on the show.
Yeah.
Kentucky has been a pick for me that I like a lot.
All right, here we go. This is what I think I'm going to do. I have a 12-leg parlay. On its own, it comes out to plus 1066. If I want to imperfect that and go 11, just 11 of the 12, I'm at plus 163. I think that's my bet. Dude, and again, one of these can miss. I think I'm all in, man. I'm in. Boom. Bet placed. Done. There you go. This imperfect parlay is where it's at, man. Look at that beauty. Can you see it? No? Not really?
Not really.
Just look at that beauty on it. I love it, man. The imperfect parlay is where it's at. Good stuff with Sonny. Get your bets in with our friends at Tipico and get signed up today with that code Fontana100, and we'll be ready to go.
Matt, can I tell you another fun thing we're doing with Tipico?
Yes, please.
All righty. Well, come on. I want you to look at the screen. So everybody knows Super Bowl squares, right?
Yeah.
They're a big thing, right? But have you ever done March Madness squares?
I know of them. I have not done. I've not participated.
I haven't either,
Please
so
tell
I'm
me.
excited. This would be my first year, too. I know Big Play Dave here. He says he doesn't fill out a bracket. He does straight squares.
That's
he
fine.
loves it. So that's the way it works. So
let's explain squares. So what happens is on the top and down the side, there will be 0 through 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. And then the same thing down the side.
Yep.
And usually what do? You jumble those numbers. And then as they do it in the March Madness, usually it's high seed, low seed, right?
Yep.
And as long as you get the square of the end score.
Yeah, so it's going to be every single game.
Every
single game. You'll see the winning number up top, losing number. So let's say, give me any game. Give me any game.
Wisconsin, James Madison.
Let's say Wisconsin wins 78-64.
So we need 8 and 4.
Right? So all you got to do is this is going to come out on McNeil. Everybody knows Reflog.
Okay,
it's going to come out on his Twitter later. He's going to announce it with Tipico, these squares. So all you have to do is if you want a square, reply to McNeil in the comments with with $25, you get one square. So if you want to do $50, you get 2. Obviously, 4, 100. All you got to do is reply with your Tipico bet slip in McNeil's comments that he's going to tweet out later announcing this bracket, and you'll be immediately entered to get one of these squares. And if your squares hit, you'll get straight Tipico bet credits in your account
for every single game.
Every single game.
Woo!
So you're going to be locked into that TV.
How could
locked
you not?
into your Tipico account.
Can we get it? Or we're out on this. It's just the fans, right?
I don't know.
I don't want to take a spot from the fans.
Every single game, you're going to be locked in.
We're going to be doling out some cash here with Tipico.
I'm saying, man.
Woo!
So be on the lookout for McNeil later this afternoon.
That too. We'll retweet that too. All right. Let's go. Huh?
Every single
That's
game.
pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. So, again, we love our partnership with Tipico. They're the best. And, again, can I behind the scenes just for a second quick on that? One of the big pushes that we have had is to get more to you. You know, we have the great sign-up code, Fontana100, Big Play 100, to get you your bets. We want to get more to you. And I know Tipico does too. You're in there. You're betting. The cashback rewards alone. Talk about that. You get your cashback rewards. We want to get more to you to be able to bet with Tipico. This is one of the many ways we're going to be able to do it. I'm in, man. That's awesome. That is so cool. For every game?
I'm excited,
every
man.
game?
Every game.
Dude, that's even more fun.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like, yeah, you want this.
That's why Dave says he doesn't do brackets anymore.
Could you imagine that you have 8 and 3, and there's 40 seconds to play, and you're on 8 and 3, and you're just hoping that they brick shots?
Miss a free throw.
Come on, come on.
I'm saying every game you're so locked in just looking at that bracket.
That's awesome. We'll retweet that at Matt Fontana 83, at Ryan Tyler 33, and at Matt Fontana Show. These are all the channels to get it, so we'll send that all out later today, which is going to be amazing. I think Marvin Harrison is going to be amazing in the NFL. Who cares that he's not going to work out at his pro day and his combine? So the news came out today. Ohio State is at their pro day later today, down in Columbus. Ryan, you said nobody's there, right? Did you say that not a single GM or head coach?
According to Albert Breer, none of them are scheduled.
And that's not a shot at Tommy Eichenberg or anybody else, Hall or anybody. Like, your top players, Marvin Harrison, he's not working out. Now, next year, I think it's going to be pretty busy down there in Columbus. But for right now, not so much. This season where so many, again, we're fans. I would say this. That is the evolution of the draft and the draft coverage. That us as fans have never had the access of information that we do today. It is a lot, and you are in the know more than we ever have been on I'll tell you this, man, the ability to watch tape. If you really want to go watch games of players, all you got to do is Go to YouTube and search for Player X. You want to learn about Ricky Pearsall from Florida. Here's his highlight tape. Here, what do you see? What do you like? So we could all become amateur general managers. Now, we are not paid like some of the general managers and are not in that position. I would have to think that they weed through this crap, that they don't really care that Marvin Harrison isn't working out. Because the old narrative was what? He's hiding something. He's either banged up or he doesn't think he's going to run a good 40. And from Marvin Harrison's standpoint is this: go watch the tape and tell me that I'm not the best receiver, borderline maybe the best player in this draft. I don't know about Caleb Williams versus him, but go watch the tape. And I am not going to do anything that will jeopardize the position that I'm in. I know that this Malik Neighbors stuff is pushing and trending. Got to remember, teams at the top, they do this game. They talk bad on this player and shoot this player up because they really want player number one. They're going to say, I don't really like. Don't you think Arizona is letting a leak out left and right? I don't really see it in Marvin Harrison, man. I don't see it. He just doesn't run routes crisp or gives up on this or, didn't win this route here. In reality, they're sitting there go, God, please, and they want him to be there.
Matt, I just saw a trade proposal that made my skin crawl.
I think it's the one that I think I might have seen this one too, but go ahead.
The Bengals trade the 18th overall pick and T. Higgins to the Cardinals for the 4th.
That's not happening. There's no way. That's not happening. That's like almost borderline them trading for Justin Jefferson. Because there was that rumor. And then the Bears trading the 1 pick for... No, that's not happening.
I sure hope not.
I hope not. So Harrison not working out today, do you view that any different, Ryan? Do you look at Marvin Harrison any different because he's not working out down there?
No. I mean, you go look at the tape. He was hands down the best player in college football. I think even above Caleb Williams. Certainly Caleb Williams get valued more because he's a quarterback. But at the end of the day, you're already going to be the number one player drafted at your position. The only real things that can come out of that are honestly negative things, because I think teams and general managers are smart enough. They know the game that the athletes have to play because the general managers play it. He's going to be locked in there. I don't think there's any realness to that smoke about Malik Neighbors. So, he doesn't want to go get picked and prodded by these doctors, do anything more than he doesn't have to when he can be doing his own thing, training, whatever.
Send out training. How many guys send out training videos right now? And the thing is, GMs, they'll look at the tape further. They always say that they want the combine and pro days to prove what they saw on tape. And I was reading, somebody was talking about a receiver, and I can't remember the receiver, and I'm sorry. But they ran a slow 40. But they were quick in some other drills. And they said, yeah, the 40 straight line is one thing, but they were quick in these other drills. You don't read into that maybe as much as you would for some other guys. It's all a crapshoot at the end of the day. There's going to be first-round picks that are busts. There's going to be third-round picks that turn into all pros. That happens. It can. So I think Marvin Harrison, it's paralysis by analysis, because you're going to try to poke through everything to prove that Marvin Harrison really is it. If any GM is watching this show right now, I will tell you Marvin Harrison is it. And it's not saying that Malik Neighbors isn't going to be good, but Marvin Harrison is it. Marvin Harrison is it. There's no doubt in my mind on that. And I think there is a case that he could be that number one overall. Caleb Williams, everybody's, he's the best. Everybody's going to be there. We're going to be all at his pro day today as well. But we'll see. Bad news in the NBA, man. We don't get Giannis against the Celtics tonight. He's out with a hamstring. Adam Silver's throwing up somewhere right now. They fight this.
Good for the Cavs, though.
Well, okay, so the Cavs, they got some time. We can talk about it now. the precarious spot that the Cavs are in with the Bucks. So you're talking straight up, you're right. Yeah. Milwaukee.
Well, you can't catch Boston. You want
Milwaukee
Milwaukee
You're not catching them. You need Boston to win tonight, and it sounds like they should be able to do outside of Dame going 55. We'll see how that goes. But that helps you. The other thing are some of the tiebreakers that have now come into this scenario, where the Cavs and the Bucks play in the same division. We're in the Central Division. There are tiebreakers ranked up in that. Brian Windhorst said this. There's no way that the Bucks can catch the Cavs in Central Division wins. So we have a tiebreaker now. And that's why our win against the Pacers the other night was so important. There's other things. Again, it'd be nice just to beat them and just get ahead of them. But Milwaukee's schedule is also extremely tough. Toughest thing for the Cavs coming up, that West Coast swing. You still got to go out and play Denver. You still have to go out and play both LA teams. You got the Jazz mixed in there too. Or do we have Denver? No.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We do.
We already played them, but then I thought we played them there. Am I misremembering that? Because we beat the Nuggets? We beat them in Denver, right?
I don't know.
By God, we do. Okay, so here's the stretch. And we got the Suns in there too. You go Nuggets, it's literally in 2 weeks. You go Nuggets on the road. Nuggets, Jazz, Suns, Lakers, Clippers. Good news for the Cavs, they play the Hornets 3 more times. You got the Heat tonight. You got Timberwolves, Heat, Hornets, 76ers, Jazz, who aren't very good, Pacers again. It's very laid out for the Cavs to be able to get up to that 2 seed. And as we battle on who you're going to play and where, we're without Donovan Mitchell. We'll talk about him more in the morning update. There are very important games coming up for the Cavs. Tonight, that's great news for the Cavs. That's great news for the Cavs. Good news on that. Cavs, a Bucks loss would be nice. That puts even more onus on tonight for them to beat the Heat. Got to do it. You're back at home. Should have just taken Cavs money line. It's only 2.5, right? Took the over. I feel good about the Cavs. I feel good about our boost tonight. We'll tell you more about that coming up in hour 2. But again, Giannis out tonight against the Celtics. We'll get to that. All right, coming up, we got the morning update. We'll get to the Immaculate Grid. Some more football that I want to dive into as well. Stay right here on Big Play, folks. Wednesday. Trenton. That's right. I'm going to be joining Bruce today. I forgot about that. Yeah. That is right. So I'll be joining Bruce for a little segment today for bonus time.
Home.
Is he back?
He's back.
Sorry, Bruce. Welcome back to it. Bonus time tonight. We got our new Cincinnati shows rocking. We are everywhere that you need it. Big Play. Follow us on Twitter. There's 2 different Twitters. Is there not, Ryan? There's Big Play.
There's Big Play, the main one, and then there's a Big Play
CLE, right?
A Big Play Cincy and a Big Play Columbus, yeah.
Here's the thing. Just follow us everywhere. And again, we retweet all the clips, Cincinnati show, Hanford, Big Play, Chico. It's everywhere that you need it, folks. Big Play, our merch is out there. I'm waiting for a little swag drop from myself, actually. How I didn't get that Cavs shirt that we have. It's an awesome shirt. Cody's remedying that situation for me. BigPlay.com to check out all of our merch. And again, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're everywhere with our friends at Big Play. Morning update, grid. We got it all. Hour 2 upon us. Stay with us right here on Big Play.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
That's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone. And at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today. all right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
All right, a lot of news to get to here on a Wednesday. A little news out of the basketball world. Plenty other stories. Ryan's got them. Take it away, Mr. Tyler.
Alrighty, well, yesterday the Browns did indeed extend newly acquired wide receiver Jerry Jeudy to a 3-year deal with guaranteed north of $40 million, Matt. And fans are a little bit divided, but I think I gathered that you're a fan of it.
I am. I'm talking about 10,000-foot view. I'm talking about 3 years down the road when that money is wide receiver 2 money. You believe you got a guy on the upside. You know, shout out to Jordan Zerm. Jordan was actually my first producer when I had the show over at ESPN Cleveland. And Jordan had a great tweet. He does social for sporting news now. And his tweet yesterday was, here are the quarterbacks that Jerry Jeudy has caught passes from over his 4 years in Denver. Russell Wilson, Drew Lock, Ted Bridgewater, Jarrett Stidham, Brett Rippon, and old friend Jeff Driscoll. You assume that Deshaun Watson should be the best on that list, right? Or should be better. I don't know. Is it the chicken or the egg? Does a wide receiver make the quarterback make the wide receiver? We'll find out. I think you're buying high on a guy, and the money doesn't bother me at all because I feel like you're saving yourself pennies now. You're saving yourself, not pennies, millions of dollars, but you're saving yourself some cash now from what you would have to pay him a little bit later. And again, talk about relative deals. Gabe Davis. We talked about Deontay Johnson. I mean, that's the group of guys that Jerry Jeudy is in. You're right. Production would tell you he deserves to be in that group. When you start talking upside or when you start talking about what you think he might become, then you say, all right, this might be worth a little bit more. And trust me, it's a good problem to have when you have a player that exceeds their contract. When you have a guy that in a couple of years, Jerry Jeudy feels like he's worth more than $19 million a year, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And, Ryan, is this not just a seamless transition from Amari Cooper's money to Jerry Jeudy?
It seems that way.
You were able to make the cap work with Amari Cooper. What's his future? I know the easy answer. Is there a way he stays? Is there a way? I want to ask. Seriously, is there a way that we can keep Amari Cooper? Can I make my pitch for you?
Some one-year deals?
You sit down with Amari Cooper. Say, hey, man, you've been a great player for us. You've fought through injuries for this team. And we know that you can still be a productive, valuable member of this team. We cannot pay you $20 million a year. Could you get him a 3 for $45? Is that palatable? I don't know. I think the uncertainty at some other... Because when I think about Andrew Berry, knowing that a lot of positions are locked up, okay? If I were him, these are where my wheels are turning. Running back. Probably the most insecure future for the Browns. And that's also a reflection of the position, right? But you feel like we can address that in free agency, in the draft. Okay, that's aside. Wide receiver, Judy's paid up. Njoku's paid up. Offensive line. We cannot forget that you are entering where you might have to pay big money for a tackle. If Conklin and Wills, if this is their last year, okay, allocate some money there. Then on defense, they're going to have to redo Miles' deal. He's getting underpaid, so you're going to have to redo that. Denzel Ward's money, if you need to keep him around, that money will go up. MJ Emerson will need a contract. Start allocating the money. And I have a fear that you're not going to have any left for Amari Cooper. Now, if you told me you squeezed all the juice out of that lemon that you could, and it's time to move on from him, I think we'd all thank Amari Cooper. He's a guy that exceeded his contract, played extremely well. I get a little nostalgia, like I do with Nick Chubb. I would like Amari Cooper to stay. And he could sit there and say, $15 million a year, get out of here. No, I'm going to go somewhere else and make more money. But, he's approaching 30. He maybe likes the system. The salary cap's going. That's kind of the whole thing about getting things on the books. You could start to pave that way of how you want to approach things. If I had to give a percentage chance that Amari Cooper is on the Browns beyond next year, I'm going to say about 30%. That's it. And that sucks. But I'm going to leave that door open. And maybe Andrew Berry is as well with this new deal with Jerry Jeudy. And again, you're allocating your money. Where do you put it? Do you go all in and say, we're going to pay our top two guys and then just have nobody behind them? Can you live that way? I don't know. That's up for Andrew Berry to figure out. I'd like to think maybe there's a chance, though. Little chance. So I'm giving about 30% chance. Not much, but we'll see on Amari Cooper. Can I derail you for a second?
No, please.
What the hell did Jimmy Garoppolo sign with the Rams? I missed that. It was like last week.
Yeah, that was a couple days ago.
Because the money just came out.
I think it was like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
I
did not see that.
Yeah.
He's suspended. He's going to miss some time for a PD violation.
Yeah.
Took account. I guess that's why it came out that he said he was taking accountability with it because he now has a team. So, There we go.
Alrighty, well, the Cavs are back in action tonight as they take on the Miami Heat. They open as a slight 2.5-point favorite on Tipico, Matt, but once again, they will be without the likes of Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Max Strus.
Strus, what the hell's going on? This nasal fracture now a week for Donovan Mitchell. Got to fight. The other guy that Dean Wade, man. Dean Wade. Congratulations to him. He was out for personal reasons. He had a baby. Congratulations to them. He's probably not getting a lot of sleep. But now he's also got this knee injury. And that was a guy that was critical to Dean Wade for a good chunk of this season. We need Dean Wade back. The thing is, here's a real fear that I have. It's messing with your lineups because JB's got to field the team. You got to go try to beat Miami tonight. God, they need to beat Miami so bad tonight. I need them tonight. I need Miami. We got to get this win tonight. But now you're messing with your rotations because you have to put somebody out there. You have to put George Niang in the starting lineup. You have to put Karras in there. And it's getting them out of their natural rhythm, their natural flow. That is the thing that I think might have to change coming up in a couple of weeks. Where, dude, I'm not kidding. You might have to just go start Sam Merrill or Craig Porter Jr. just to get LeVert back to the bench, to get him back into bench flow for the playoffs. I think that's super important. You don't need to do it right now. You got a month left of basketball. We got time. But in a couple of weeks, and then also if we're trying to win these games to solidify the 2 seed, that's a lot on JB's plate, man. Because I would think you want to get these guys back to the bench so they could keep that flow going and be ready to go for the playoffs. But you still got to win these games. You got to start somebody. Marcus Morris. Oh, we should have put him in the parlay tonight. 5? I think 5's attainable there for Marcus Morris tonight. He was shooting pretty good the other night.
Yeah, if he shoots like he did the other night.
We'll see. Tipco's place to bet, folks.
Alrighty, well, the Guardians announced yesterday that Shane Bieber is once again going to be the opening day starter for the Guardians. And Matt, that is his 5th time starting on opening day. That ties a franchise record.
Do you know who did it?
I'm Googling that as we speak.
Google, because I want to look. I have a guess. I'm assuming it's multiple. Because is it 5 consecutive or 5 overall? Because Corey Kluber, I think, has the record. Or, he's tying the record with Corey Kluber. I would say Feller has to be there too. But I wonder about Jake Westbrook. Is there a twist and a guy you wouldn't think of? CC? Maybe? Ryan's Googling. I want to get that trivia out this
I'm
morning.
trying to find it.
You want me to look too?
Yeah. It's given me all time for every team.
Here's what you should do. All right, I have their opening day starters forever.
Okay, I think I got it.
You got it?
Yep.
Do you want me to not guess then?
No, you can. I mean,
are you looking on Baseball Reference?
I think he's just tied with one other person.
All right, so he's got 5. Kluber also has 5. Justin Masterson then did 3. CC Sabathia had 5, but it was interrupted by a Jake Westbrook year.
Oh.
Westbrook did it twice.
Kovaleski, we're going to the
Stan
20.
Kovaleski.
And Feller, 7.
Feller. So Feller's got to have Feller's. Well, okay, so here's the
it must
not
be consecutive.
Not I'm looking at Feller. He did 3. Yep. He went and fought in World War II and then came back and did another 4. There for Rapid Robert. The heater from Van Meter. Robert Feller. Bob Feller, what a guy. Yeah, and Stan Koval. So again, yeah, consistently, there it is. 59. Oh, Bob Lemon also had 5, but I don't think it was all. It wasn't. Yeah, he did 2-1-1. Early win stole some from him there too. I don't know, man. I'm a baseball purist. I think there's an honor to that. There's an honor to say you're our number 1 guy. Yeah, I know Bieber's probably not going to be here by the end of the season. Ryan, you know what I've said. That I thought and have continued to think that there was always a world for an extension. When you sit down with Shane Bieber and you say, you probably didn't think you were going to get what you got in free agency. Let's give you a modest deal. You can stay here forever. Has that ship completely sailed? Probably. Because they're so conditioned that they're going to have to trade him, right? And they got injuries now. I guess they had a stomach bug. I was reading this from Hoynes. They had a virus that ran through the clubhouse there, so some guys were sick and all that kind of stuff. So you know you're not going to have Gavin Williams. It's on with this Beatty kid, not Bybee. There's a Tyler Beatty, and then Carlos Carrasco. I'm assuming they'll give it to Carrasco. The other guy will go to the pen, all that kind of stuff. But there's an honor to be that opening day starter. I would have hoped that there was a world Bieber could have extended here, but it seems like it's over. We'll have to see.
Alrighty, well, we'll end the morning update sticking with the Guardians. Matt, Chase DeLauder is on an absolute tear in spring training, Matt. He's as a 520 average and 4 home runs.
I know. A great tweet that I saw this morning. He has only played 5 games above single A. He's going to start the season at Double A Akron. I want to get as excited about everybody for Chase DeLauder. I understand. Get that guy he's got to go to AAA first. They're going to start him at AA, and maybe he's only there for a month. But that's too much. I think that's too much to put on him. And at this point, I know people are all worried about the season, that kind of stuff. Wouldn't that be a nice little boost if he came up in May or June? Everybody gets pissed about the service time manipulation. It happens. It pains me to say Chase DeLauder can't be on your opening day roster. He just can't be. Get him down to the minors for a little bit. Again, 5 games over high A. That's it. That's nothing, man. He'll start at AA, which is the right move.
People aren't going to like that.
AA, AAA, and you can get him up here by July. That's fine. And at that point, the season might be lost anyway, but you get him some major league at-bats. What you don't want to do is for him to come up and have an identity crisis. What you want to do with these prospects more than anything is when they come up, they don't go back. And I'm not saying that, I'm not talking about September call-ups or things like that. When I look at some of these big Uber prospects that teams have brought up, because now the hot thing is you go ahead and give them this fat contract before they even get here, right? But I look at Bobby Witt there with the Royals, even Adley Rutschman, Julio Rodriguez, all these guys, when they came up, they didn't go back. So what I need for Chase DeLauder, I'm not putting him in the realm of those guys. Those guys were, and I'm excited about Chase DeLauder, but I'm just saying, I don't want him to come up here and face major league pitching. And I don't think people understand the real difference between AA and major league pitching, okay? It's vast. I don't need him coming up here and getting his ass kicked and start doubting himself. You gotta let him grow. You have got to let him grow. And even when he comes up, he could have all the seasoning down there in AA and AAA. And when he comes up, he still might struggle. That's fine. But I need him to have the confidence to fall back on that, to know I'm not a AAA player. One of the things that I heard a long time ago when it came to prospects, you need them to understand that they are not a AAA player, that they are a major league player, that they belong. There are some guys, they know AAA is about as good as it's going to get for me. They're a career AAAer, right? Or there's sometimes people give the title of they're a quad A player. They're better than AAA, but they're not good enough for the major leagues. You need Chase DeLauder when he comes up to never go back and to believe that he belongs here. Now, a spring training, you might be saying, well, he believes that right now. Get him some more time. I'm not rushing Chase DeLauder. I'm not going to be one of these people that look at the stats in spring training against maybe some guys that are going to be bagging groceries in a couple of weeks. I hate that statement too because it just, I don't like that. I shouldn't have said that. There are going to be guys not pitching on major league teams, okay? I'm just pump the brakes, okay? You don't need him right now. You have other guys. You don't need him right now. Now, what I don't want is them to trade him away either. You found a piece. You know people are calling. But keep him where he's at. He's fine. I'm fine with him starting down there in AA. There's no problem with that. I know people are attaching the numbers and the name and all that kind of stuff. He's a sexy pick right now. It ain't happening. I think they're doing the right move on this, to be honest with you. All right, Ryan, speaking of the right moves, we got to make some 9 to be specific right moves on the Immaculate Grid. Up and down, left and right. We know how the game is played. Ryan, our statistical category for today, please.
Yes, 50-plus career sacks.
All right. Are you ready? Let's make sure. Hey, you know what I do before we start? Just clear it out. Clear it out. All right. I'm in a good mental place. Ryan, are you in a good mental place?
I like to think so.
Deep breath. Timer has started. Here we go. Immaculate Grid. Where do you want to start? 50-plus career sacks.
Yep, let's do it.
All right.
Start Patriots?
Sure.
Matthew Judon?
If he's got 50, I'll believe it.
He has to.
Okay, sure. Judon. Yeah,
right?
That's fine. I can't think of any pass rushers that have gone through there, or at least played for a minute. So, yeah. Derek Brooks. What? No. Did you click the wrong Derek Brooks?
I mean,
I'm going to ask for a redo if you did.
Is it 95 to 08?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait,
man.
no, wait. Pause, stop. He was a linebacker. I know he was. How does he not have 50 career sacks?
Wow.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Wow. Not a good start.
I'm so disappointed right now. He has 13 and a half career sacks. I just would have thought there was what? How is that not a thing?
Oh, good Lord. He wasn't even close.
Oh, my God. I don't even know. Simeon Rice? Who else are you going to pick?
Shaq Barrett. Is he at 50?
Yeah, Shaq Barrett's probably got 50.
All right, well, on to the Jaguars.
The same thing. Who are you going to pick for the Jags? Josh Allen doesn't have 50 yet.
Calais Campbell.
All right, Calais Campbell.
All right, let's just go for 8.
I mean, obviously, we're very much going to have to here. I'll figure it out. All right, Falcons.
Patriots.
Falcons, Patriots. Cordell Patterson? I feel like that's another thing we could do is just pick a player and see if they fit on any of the other 3. Cordell Patterson went there, did he not?
I don't know. Let's just do Jonnu Smith.
Okay, if you know, yeah, Jonnu Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jonnu Smith.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're all tilted now for this. Jonnu Smith's fine.
I typed in Smith.
That's fine. That's probably not a good idea. All right. Jonnu Smith. Falcons, Tampa Bay.
Julio Jones.
Oh, yeah. Jags, Falcons. No, not Grady Jarrett. He went somewhere else. Damn it. Not Michael Turner. No. Huh. All right, you want to move off that to go to Cowboys? All right, Cowboys, Patriots. Oh, my God. No, that doesn't work there. I don't know why I had Mike Gesicki in my mind, but he didn't go there. Dalton Schultz is somewhere else. Brandon Cooks, nothing there. No, right? Do Brandon Cooks work for any of the other ones? No. I don't think so.
He didn't play for the Patriots, did he?
I don't know. It's like popping in my head. I think
Why
he
do we
did.
think he did? I think he did.
I keep thinking, you want to just rip it? We're already down 1.
Wait, did he?
Just try it. I don't know. Brandon Cooks.
Yeah,
I think he did. I'm like
yes,
Brandon.
No, he did. Because he got a concussion in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks. All right, good call. All right, Cowboys Buccaneers. Oh man, Buccaneers Jags would be perfect for Leonard Fournette, but we can't get that here. Cowboys Bucks. There's got to be a historical one here too. Like Herschel Walker. Didn't Herschel Walker pop up for something? He never played for the Bucks though, right? Did he?
I think I did pop up.
I think he did. But it was for another. I think it was for Philly or something like that. Tony Dorsett? I don't think so. There's got to be a quarterback. Like Mike Glennon, no. Obviously Baker. Everybody wanted him to go to Dallas, but he didn't.
I don't know. I want to go to Cowboys Jags.
Yeah, Cowboys Jags. I think Jags are going to be really hard for us on this one. Jags players that have moved. Yeah, okay, we already got Calais Campbell, so we can't use him again. Mark Brunell. I feel like he played for the Falcons. I feel like Mark Brunell played for the Falcons.
And the Jags?
Yeah. I feel like
Brunell,
that.
you
Yeah,
said?
lefty, Mark Brunell. Can I just Google it to see?
Well, we
already screwed it up.
I just put it in.
Yeah, go ahead.
No.
You're going to be wrong. Packers, Jags, Redskins, Saints, Jets there for Mark Brunell. Man, what a bad day for us. All right, put Shaq Barrett in so we can finish that out. Oh, man. I feel like there's got to be something Cowboys that we're missing here. Did Marion Barber, RIP by the way, Marion Barber, did he go Jags? I feel like that's a thing. Try Marion Barber. Just let it
For
rip.
Jags, Cowboys?
Yeah.
Marion Barber Jr. or Marion Barber III?
I don't know.
2005 to 11 or 82 to 88?
11.
No.
Damn it, man. What a bad day for us. All right, click out the 3.
Which one?
Go Cowboys Bucks to start.
Vinny Testaverde's always on.
We always got to remember him.
Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah.
Antonio Bryant.
Oh, yeah. He also played for the Browns.
Alonzo Highsmith.
Oh, good pull there. Former Browns general or front office
That's about
member.
it. But Cole Beasley.
Oh, I didn't think about that. All right. Cowboys. Jags, yeah. Nobody, really?
Tavon Austin. Alan Hearns. Jeff Swaim.
Okay. Some receivers there. All right. And then Jags, Falcons.
Calais Campbell.
Yeah.
Byron Leftwich. Luke McCown. Oh, duh. Calvin Ridley.
Oh, my God. Yeah, we didn't think about that. How do we miss that? The grid gets us yet again here on the show. I don't know what to tell you. That's kind of where we're at. Want to update our Twitter question, which is up at Matt Fontana Show. We're asking everybody, are you a fan of the Browns extending Jerry Jeudy yesterday? 66-33 people say yes. Full Mental says you got to stay healthy. I mean, Jeudy had some. I would not put him in the category of an injured guy. He's had some, but I don't think it's a consistent thing. And you kind of look at it from the standpoint of every single player, they can run into this. I don't really know what else to say about it. You know, like this injury can. I don't know. I don't know if I buy that tweet about Jerry Jeudy injured, staying healthy. I mean, that's anybody, but I don't really see it. I guess like basically 2/3, right? It's 2/3 to a third of people that liked it. What would you say, Ryan, would be the reason that people are against it or didn't like it? It's because is he not proven enough? You haven't seen him with the Browns, or do they just straight up think it's too much money?
Probably, I mean, the money. I mean, you gambled with Deshaun Watson. That doesn't seem like it hit there yet. And then again, you're banking on Deshaun Watson being able to come back healthy and elevate a player who we haven't seen elevated yet. You know, you don't have much confidence. It was really Joe Flacco that made Amari Cooper have a good season. It was Joe Flacco that made David Njoku a top 3 tight end in the last stretch of the season. So I think if anything, it's more so just deflected on how Deshaun Watson's gone here so far.
So I click on Jerry Jeudy, like he's trending on Twitter, and I see this from like 10 to win. He does, or 10 win. He does a lot of breakdown. He goes, the Browns have this contract and Watson contract in the books is incredible. They now have a $230 million quarterback that's only thrown 14 touchdowns the last 2 years, throwing to a $58 million wide receiver that's never had 1,000 yards. Another tweet. This Jerry Jeudy trade seems messed up now because of what the deal they had to give. Another tweet. Why the hell are they paying him that money? Maybe I'm missing this. I don't know. Maybe. I feel like this was an upside buy. I don't know. People are really, maybe it's outside of Cleveland more than anything. I guess there's more that people are against. Huh? I just thought this was a layup. I thought this was a money, and especially trying to move, or, you know, you make the move knowing you're going to have to extend him. Don't know. Don't really understand where people are at. All right, let's get to time up. When we return, we'll jump into that. We got our boost to remind everybody about. We'll get to our bracket coming up. We're into some movies and television shows today. 2 movies and a TV show for Ryan to get to. We got that with time up. We got it coming your way next. Fontana Show right here on Big Play. Streaming Twitter, up on YouTube. We're also streaming on Twitch. Drop us a follow in any of those spots. We're back right after this.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. And you saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the.
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone. And at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today. All right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
let's jump into it. Get a little time up here on the 20th of March. We head on back this day in history and tell you what happened, including 2 years ago today. The Browns and Kevin Stefanski released a statement that Stefanski had a candid conversation about Deshaun Watson joining the team. And I just sent a tweet that said, I hope they had a candid conversation about their past. Listen, they made the move. I'm not trying to bring this back up all again. We had the discussion the other day about the 2-year anniversary of making the trade, whatever. The Browns said they were all in on this, that they had a unanimous choice there in the room, that they talked to the women in the organization. They felt fine about this move. Kevin Stefanski had to feel good. Whether or not the Haslam's pulled the trigger on this and said, do it, and everybody else fall in line, well, I don't know. And it serves no purpose. I don't really care. You're here. You're in it. Hopefully he turns it around. Conversations you had or didn't have, all doesn't matter at this point. This day, 2020, Tom Brady officially signed his 2-year deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wait. When did he go? When did they win the Super Bowl? Did they win the Super Bowl in 2021? No.
No, 2020.
Yeah. So he had to sign a 2-year deal beyond that.
His
That's
first
right.
year
That's
there.
right. That's right. He should have just hung it up after the Super Bowl. Yeah. I mean, I know they made the playoffs the 1 year after, but should have just walked it off on that, man. Should have just walked it off. I don't think it taints his legacy in any way, but... No. And then, I mean, all the reports that people were still calling him last year to ask him if he wanted to. Come on. It's time to move on. It's him and Phillip Rivers. Lose their number, and please stop calling him to come back.
Matt Ryan as well.
Yeah, that too. This day, 2019, Colin Sexton broke Tim Duncan's rookie record of 6 straight games with 23 or more points. Now, again, that Cavs team was not very good. You basically only had Colin Sexton. But, you know, I hate to say it. It's almost like you're having the same conversation now about Darius Garland. Like, you wonder if he's going to be the future. He's going to be the guy. And there were a lot of people that had a lot of belief in Colin Sexton. Now, it's kind of the same thing with Darius Garland. And, I mean, Sexton's turned himself into a good player. I don't think he's reached quite the level that even maybe the Cavs expected, and he was just a part of that trade with Utah, but I don't know. Donovan Mitchell's better than them all, and we need him back on the court. We'll talk some more Cavs coming up in a little bit. You want to know why pre-draft comparisons are crazy? Because this day, 2017, there were some pre-draft comparisons for Dak Prescott, Davis Webb. They were saying Davis Webb was going to become Dak Prescott. Okay. All right. Write that on down. See how that played out. This day, 1990, the Lakers retired Kareem's number. Do you think they'll retire LeBron's? Do you think the Heat will retire LeBron's?
They should.
Yeah. I think Cavs and the Heat should. I don't know why. Do you think 23 should be league-wide? They league-wide for Bill Russell. Do you think it's time that they did 23 for LeBron and Michael?
Maybe when they pass. I don't know.
I think there's something to be doing about while they're still, so they have that honor. Wayne Gretzky got his done. That wasn't even a question. Boom, done. No more 99.
Yeah, it's 99 though.
Well, the thing is, 23 is the most popular basketball number because of LeBron or because of Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Do you think LeBron ever regrets picking 23?
I think maybe a little bit.
If he had maybe again 6, and sorry, I don't run through all the high, the whatever, the biggest the best 6s of all time and all that kind of stuff. Like, numbers get recycled all the time. Like, do you think of 8 and 24 for Kobe? Yeah, probably. Shaq, 33, right? Or 34. I don't know. For LeBron, for Michael, I think 23 should probably be retired league-wide, but that's just me. This day, 1976, John Havlicek set an NBA record, becoming the first player to score 1,000 points in 14 straight seasons. Now I feel like 1,000 points is just, whatever. It's not that big of a deal anymore. Everybody scores. LeBron, crazy. Nuts. Absolutely. This day, 1930, KFC was founded. Best fast food chicken place.
Chick-fil-A, hands down.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. Popeyes is fine. I like KFC for the OG kind of part. You could say that Chick-fil-A doesn't count, though, because they don't sell, like, wings and, like, pieces. It's just a sandwich.
They have nuggets.
But Chick-fil-A is... That sauce is addicting.
Yeah, it's the best sauce.
That Chick-fil-A sauce is addicting, is what it is. God, I want Chick-fil-A. It sounds so good. And their fries. The sea salt fries.
The waffle.
The ice, too, that they put in the drinks. Best drink at Chick-fil-A is an Arnie Palmer. Go ahead and get yourself lemonade, a little bit of iced tea, and we're good to go. Very happy birthday goes out to, I'll kind of talk about LeBron in Miami. Pat Riley celebrating a birthday today. Bobby Orr, Britton Colquitt, Brad Hand. Somebody told me I look like Brad Hand when I wear a baseball hat.
A little bit.
I was like, I wish I had the money that Brad Hand had, but that's fine. Spike Lee. R.I.P. Chester Bennington, man. Damn, that's the one that
I love Linkin Park.
That's the one that I never saw. That'll bother me forever. I never saw them all together. I don't even think I ever had the tickets in the cart. You know what I mean? It's not like I passed up an opportunity to see them. I just never did. Ruby Rose, Mr. Rogers, and Sting. The rest are all celebrating birthdays today. All right, we get into our TVs and movie shows. We got one television show, 2 movies. So we start with the TV show. It debuted this day, 2020, which even just on that date, think about 2020. What was going on?
COVID.
The world shut down, right?
Sure.
This TV show had a surge and spike in popularity because everybody was sitting at home looking for something to watch, and they stumbled upon this program.
It was that. I think Stranger Things was earlier than that.
A little earlier, not Stranger Things. But
what?
The same outlet as Stranger Things.
Okay. That's what I kind of figured. It was a Netflix show.
Right.
Wasn't You.
I don't even know what that is.
Great
but
show.
No.
Man, there's so many. I don't.
I'm trying to give hints without giving it straight up away. This guy's very eccentric. The main person on this show is very eccentric. He's very out there. What's a story that we talked about earlier the week on the show about a crazy guy that owned exotic pets?
Oh, okay. Tiger King.
That damn Carol Baskin!
Yeah.
I'm never going to financially recover the memes and GIFs out of Tiger King alone. I didn't watch it. I stopped watching. I cannot watch those poor animals in the cage.
It is sad.
Treated them like crap. Tiger King. Now he's all on Joe Burrow to try to get him out of jail.
That took over the world.
Didn't they find Carol Baskin's husband or something? I don't know.
Who knows?
I have no idea. I see these things that pops up on TMZ, like Doc Antiel got arrested for something. All these crazy loons. I just love the things.
That took over the world.
I called 3 times. Not a what do you need? How can I help? Nothing. I'm never going to financially recover from this. Just the memes alone from Tiger King that started this day 2020. So there it is. All right. We go to a film this day 2009. A semi-ensemble cast here. A film where Ant-Man tries to find a friend.
Paul Rudd tries to find a friend. Oh, is it with Jason Segel? What is it called? My Best...
Close. He's looking for a best man for his wedding. What's the name of the movie?
I can see the cover.
I'll give it to you. I Love You, Man.
I Love You, Man. That's
not only the name of the movie, Ryan, but how I feel.
Okay. Yeah.
I Love You, Man is correct. Paul Rudd, Rashida Jones, of course, playing the fiance in that, but I Love You, Man, this day, 2009. All right, we wrap it up. We're going to go way on back to this one, okay? This movie came out in 1963. It has spawned several sequels at this point, including a remake that... Let me see. Find the right one here. Yeah, 1963. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. So this is what it was. It actually, because I had the date as 64, and it seemed thrown off because they released it overseas, then it came on back. This movie has multiple sequels and a remake that just came out with Steve Martin not too long ago. But it's all about a famous inspector as he travels to catch a notorious jewel thief known as the Phantom to steal a priceless diamond known as...
Pink Panther.
The Pink Panther is correct. Inspector Clouseau. Peter Sellers. I liked... the original one was fine. What was the second one? Pink Panther Strikes Again? No, okay, so 63 was the Pink Panther, then a shot in the dark, Inspector Clouseau. I think I'm thinking of the return of the Pink Panther. That's it. I'm taking the return of the Pink Panther is probably my favorite in the whole series. There was Pink Panther Strikes Again. That's not the one I'm thinking of. I think I'm the return of the Pink Panther. But the theme alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. I didn't watch any of the Steve Martin ones. I'm assuming they were trash.
I think I watched the first one, but it was a decade ago.
Yeah, the Pink Panther series started all this day 64. All right, Ryan, Cavs tonight. Let's get to our boost. Typical. Here we go.
Oh.
Right, my bad. Yeah, and here we go. I love it. I feel really good for tonight. 2:03, and you want some trends for us tonight to get us geared up for your wagers on Typical, if you want, please?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. A lot of NCAA. Grambling State, Montana State, 4. Tonight, you feeling either one of those?
Shout out Hugh Jackson, I guess.
I don't think he's there anymore.
He's not, but he was.
Tarleton State. I don't even know where they're at. If you had to guess where Tarleton State is, I would give you the name, but it obviously would give it away. The Texans and Abilene Christian, your other game tonight on the NCAA side of things. When we get into the Cavs tonight, we start wine and gold. I've seen it at 2. I think last time I looked at Tipico was 1.5. The over-under is just 203 for this game tonight. This is down. Cavs open as 3.5, but of course they're going to be out with a lot of their players tonight. Injury front for Miami, nothing, man. Going to be tough. Let's go. We took 203 on the over just because you have to. Let's start with Miami. Miami is just 1-4 against the spread their last 5 games, 2-5 straight up in their last 7 games overall. What they do well is play against the Cavs. Miami is 13-7 against the spread their last 20 games against the Cavs, and 14-6 straight up in their last 20 against Cleveland. Now, we bet the over. The problem is all the trends tell you under. Under is hit in Miami's last 7 games, their last 5 games on the road, and the under is hit 10 out of their last 14 games on the road against the Cavs. 203, though, we got to take it. For the over, Cavs have hit 4 out of their last 6 games with the over and 8 out of their last 11 at home. But again, the under hits when they play Miami. Cavs are 4-2 against the spread their last 6 games. Cavs are only 2-4 straight up in their last 6 games when they play as a favorite, though. Miami had a 4-game losing streak before they got back-to-back wins over Detroit, which doesn't mean very much. And then their last game out, they lost 98-91 against the Philadelphia 76ers. Dude, okay, so let me look at this. Do you want to look at the last 3? See, this gives me good hope for the over. The last 3 games. Oh, I'm sorry. This is just head-to-head between the Cavs and the Heat. That's not what I was looking for. All right, let me look at it this way. Last 10 for the Heat and the Cavs. Heat are only 2-8 on the over-under, man. Cavs are 4-6.
It's so low.
I know. Coming in, averaging Miami 110, Cavs are averaging 113. Defensively, Miami gives up 110, Cavs give up 109. Same thing. You got to take 203, right? We got to. We got to take it. So we're going to take the over tonight. Hopefully a little magic there for Darius Garland. We actually took Isaac Okoro on the 3s. I think he's due. We'll take Jared Allen. He's going to have to deal with Bam Adebayo. Tonight's a massive game for the Cavs, though. Because if Milwaukee, without Giannis, if they lose to the Celtics tonight, which probably will happen, you're like picking up 2, man.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
Where are we at this morning? We're a game behind Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You win tonight, they lose, you're tied. And especially because we're back at home, I feel a lot better about the over.
Yeah.
Is tonight one of those games I asked for Darius Garland to go off for 35? Is tonight the night?
I hope.
Is tonight the night?
I hope.
We need it, man. Tonight's I don't want to put must wins on this team right now with everything they're dealing with. I got to win tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight is an absolute must win game. You've got to have this tonight against the Heat, who all of a sudden are not playing all that well, but they still have bodies, man. They still got better players.
Man, we got a little bit movie news.
Oh, we do?
Well, not news, but
I'm interested. Go ahead.
I just texted you these pictures while I'm going to put it on the screen. Our first look at Michael Keaton in Beetlejuice 2. I'm excited, man. I'm so excited.
Look at him there. Okay.
As a man who just watched Beetlejuice for the first time in the last couple months.
Please tell me what you think.
It was amazing.
How have we not talked about this?
We have.
We talked about that you hadn't watched it.
But then
did we talk about you watching it?
I think so. And I said for an older movie, you know,
that looks good, man. That looks really good.
I'm really excited for this one.
Of all the ones that all I see now are we're remaking this, we're remaking that, and we need this, and I there's a lot that I don't ask for.
He looks good.
I'll take it. I'll take a little Beetlejuice because this is supposed to be a sequel, right?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a reboot. It's a sequel.
It's like Jenna Ortega's in it.
Yeah, she's everywhere right now. Did you watch Wednesday?
Yeah,
great show.
I liked it a lot.
I liked Wednesday a lot.
I liked it a lot. He looks good, man.
Dude, man, I'm in on that. Are we getting? Is Alec Baldwin there?
He'll be in.
Because you got to put
Winona Ryder.
She's got
to be in it. Yeah,
she's got to. Hang on, sequel. Here we go. Beetlejuice is what's called. Yeah, Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, who's the best as Delia, Jenna Ortega, Willem Dafoe is in this, as is Justin Theroux. So, again, I don't know why I know this or not. You know the guy that played the dad, Jeffrey Jones? He ain't gonna be in this.
Why?
He's like a convicted pedophile.
Oh,
so he's out. He was in Ferris Bueller. He was in Beetlejuice.
Okay.
He's out. So he's out. So you got Keaton. Winona Ryder is back. Oh, so this is what it is. Jenna Ortega is playing Winona Ryder's daughter.
Okay.
And then you still have Catherine O'Hara.
Let's go.
Tim Burton's back, man. We're getting it this year, September 6th.
Man, he looks good.
I'm in. And again, it's like of all these movies that they just keep bringing back old ones. I saw another one this morning that was like why are you redoing that? Why we're going back to the well for what? And they're also crappy remakes. All of these ones seem to be crappy remakes. I'm in for Beetlejuice though.
Beetlejuice.
Oh, the other news I was going to get to this morning. You see the reviews for the new Ghostbusters movie? Ass.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's ass.
I'm sure it is.
I haven't seen. So here's the thing. The first two Ghostbusters I loved.
I've never seen a Ghostbusters movie.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I think you'd like the. See, there's a world the second one's better. I don't know why. I'll tell you this. They both hold up really well. I like each one of them. I do. Then the remake that they did a couple of years ago. Not really it. I'd like the Ghostbusters that they did with Catherine Wiig and Melissa McCarthy. That was fun. The full remake or the full reboot or whatever sequel that they just did a couple years ago, this one is the sequel to that. Kind of missed the mark. And especially because Harold Ramis had passed away already. So I will say this, my favorite part of that movie, I'm not spoiling anything for you, was how they tied Harold Ramis into it, even though he had passed. I don't know if I'd watch it again. So for the new Ghostbusters, and it's one review, I guess. So I shouldn't take that as gospel. I should probably go see it. I miss going to see movies. But yeah, I heard it's not good. It's the when you expect it to be what it used to be, you're going with low expectations. Do you actually want to know the next thing I'm going to go see in theaters?
What's that?
I got tickets. I'm going to see Batman in concert.
Oh, that's
my wife and I, she got me these tickets. I think were hard to get.
Pictures of it.
And
with the orchestra?
With the orchestra. We went to go see Home Alone with that, which was awesome. She got us tickets. We're going to go see Batman this next month. It's at Playhouse Square. 89. Of course. Come on now. What do you mean? That's it. It's the OG.
I did recently. I didn't pay full attention to it because it's when I was sick, when I was out on whatever last Monday it was. I put on in the background the second one, I think.
Batman Returns?
With Penguin.
Yeah, and they're in the Christmas time and all that. It's very out there.
Kind of mid.
You think so?
Kind of mid. But Burton
jumped a little bit of a shark on that. He took it to a kind of a darker time. I mean, there are people, don't tell that to, some people I know, because they hold Batman Returns in the highest of regards. Even better than Batman and some even more than The Dark Knight. Because they loved the trippiness of it. It got a little creepy. I mean, that... I'd say all of, but of the two Tim Burton movies, that was the more Tim Burton Batman. They had to dial it back for him. on that. And then returns didn't do so well, so they threw him out. They brought in, I think Joel Schumacher did Forever too. I know he did Batman and Robin, but they brought him in. They tried to recast all that kind of stuff.
Batman and Robin was the Clooney, right?
Yeah. I like that because I liked Mr. Freeze in that. I'll never be sorry about getting a Mr.
Is that
Freeze.
Arnold?
Yeah. And then Uma Thurman played Poison Ivy. Chris O'Donnell was Robin. George Clooney was Batman. Take it for what it is. And then you had those guys all come back. Spoiler alert for The Flash, but they all came back and gave you your camos in Flash. But, yeah, so that's going to be the next time I'm going to go to the theaters. I will not be going to see Ghostbusters probably because I heard it just sucks. All right, what doesn't suck? Our bracket of the week. Let's go. East side done. South side done. We are now to the west side. Our first two winners are in. Fatheads and PJ McIntyres. They are very, very heavy favorites in this whole thing on the west side. Ryan, please lay out our bars for tonight that will be tweeted out.
Already, Group 3, around the corner, West Park Station. Wood and Nickel, Kenilworth.
How do we put those two in the same?
Man,
West Park Station and around the corner. Okay, fine.
I just never get the seating right, I guess.
Sorry, that's fine.
And Group 4, ZZ's Big Top, Gunzelman's, Hail Marys, and West End. Dave said Gunzelman should have been a 1 seed.
You can vote as him a 1 seed. Of the two bars that I've spent the most amount of my life in are around the corner and West Park Station. Probably West Park Station more than anything of my life. As far as bellying up to the bar, watching games, all that kind of stuff. So putting them in the same one, that's pretty tough for me, man. That's pretty tough. Wait a minute. Caleb Williams is only 6 foot tall. Did you know that? I thought he was taller than that.
He doesn't look that
He's
tall.
at his pro day. He measured 6 foot and 7/8. So he's basically 6'1". I thought he was taller than that.
I don't know, man. He doesn't look that tall.
Huh. Wait for everybody to jump on that and freak out at pro days they're
Another
going on.
Bryce Young situation?
No, I mean, Bryce Young is like shockingly short. It's bad. So you know about the inversion table, right? So you've ever been on an inversion table? Probably not, obviously. So it's somewhere, it's like I guarantee you've seen one. It's like a flat bench on like a post, right? And you ankle yourself in, and then you flip back, and you basically hang upside down.
Yeah.
The whole point is for spinal decompression. As you stand all day, even as you sit, oh my God, you crack your back so well on that thing. You just hang there for a minute, let your spine decompress. You can pick up an inch. You can pick up, not like that height. Stop that. You can pick, yeah. Stop that. You pick up an inch.
You're the only one who went there.
And no, that's not. But okay, fine. So that's where some of the numbers you see at the combine or in pro day, that's not really, what do they walk around at? And the same thing with weight.
Yeah.
You have linemen that cut a bunch of weight or guys that drink a lot of water and want to get their weight up. It's the games that are played at pro games and at combine is just absolutely insane. But I thought he was taller than that, man. I just really thought. Oh, there's another, no. I'm sorry. Somebody tweeted out a comparison of Keaton in original Beetlejuice to now. Yeah, man, it works. I think it's going to work. I'll be excited for that.
I'm looking at a picture of Robert De Niro, who's 80 with his 10-month-old daughter.
How'd that happen? Congrats on the relations there, but it's like Mick Jagger. Didn't Mick Jagger just have a kid like a couple years ago?
Yeah, they all do.
Oh man, that's so weird. I mean, I'll put it this way. That will not be me. We have two beautiful kids we love very much. That'll probably be it for the Fontanas. It'll be done and done. That's all good. Good age. We had my son when I was 32. We had my daughter when I was 34. Feel like that's a good primer, good area. Not knocking you if it's a little later, a little earlier. It just kind of is what it is. All right, coming up today, Drennan. I'm going to be, is he in studio then? So we got to walk down to the studio?
Yep.
All right, cool. So we'll head down. I'm going to be on bonus time with Drennan a little bit later tonight. That's it for us. Then we got Chico this week. We got Booby's World from last night. We had Rapine last night. Cincinnati show. We got it all for you.
Special edition of Bets goes out tonight at 9.
Oh, okay, good. Because so the Dave and Nick are going to do the tournament, all that. And I've got some content going out with Tipico. Follow them on all the social medias for some of our college basketball primers coming up as well with Karan Butler. So we got that. We got everything that you need. We'll be back tomorrow. Cavs, come on, baby. Come on. I need it tonight. I need the Cavs to get it done tonight. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Good luck to them tonight. Great stuff. Enjoy the tournament. Starts tomorrow, Ryan. Better get those brackets filled out. Get betting with our friends at Tipico. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.